Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be decorating for Christmas and winter time. I'm going to be sharing some cleaning motivation, of course, simple and easy decorating ideas, as well as the cutest holiday DIY. It costs basically nothing, and we're going to finish everything off with our yearly hot cocoa bars. So we have a lot packed into today's video. Let's do this.
Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds playing, carols singing, favorite season.
Alright, we are going to be starting out by giving our home a quick, tidy, just, some general everyday cleaning. I did do a lot of deep cleaning and actually undecorating from fall in my last video. So today things are feeling like a peaceful blank slate. There's not a lot of decor hanging around. A lot of areas have already been cleaned, and honestly, I just love it. I want to do this every single year where I kind of break up the decorating and cleaning portion and undecorating also. Now we are actually decorating a few days earlier than normal because we have family coming into town to stay with us, including my mom, which I am so excited to see her. But with having family come in, we just are not going to have time to get all the things done that we need to, on top of undecorating from fall and decorating for Christmas and winter and all of that. So that's why we're doing it just a few days early. But our boys have been watching Christmas movies for the last 3 weeks, and I have been listening to Christmas music, so we do not mind at all getting a few extra days of Christmas thrown in. Like I had mentioned, I went through and undecorated everything on a different day, and I am just loving the peace that it gives me to kind of break things up a bit. And it really made this day so much more enjoyable because to me, undecorating things feels like work, but pulling out all of the Christmas decor, styling it, putting everything up feels fun to me, and so I definitely enjoy doing this a bit more. But one of the things that I didn't get around to doing last time was actually going through and wiping down and cleaning the shelves, and that's something that I always do before I start decorating for a new season or a holiday, and so I went through and did that today. And to do that, I'm just using my full circle duster, my e-cloth, general purpose cloth with just water, and then my bloom towel to dry and polish everything. Those morning light leaks are one of my favorite small, peaceful moments in the day. I just love them. They always put a smile on my face when I catch them. But here I'm just going through and wiping off our dining table and also our little sideboard dresser. Let me know if you guys remember. This was earlier in the year, but I went through and actually completely made over this dresser that I found from Facebook Marketplace. I sanded everything down and painted it and gave it kind of this two-tone look. And then I also actually did the same thing with our bar stools that are along our kitchen island and also our dining table. So this whole area is totally transformed. And I love that everything was previously used from Facebook Marketplace. We got really good deals and we were able to kind of upcycle those furniture pieces. Last week, I started my brand new decluttering series where I'm going through my entire house and decluttering it from top to bottom, every nook and cranny. I feel like I usually do this in the beginning of the year, but this year I have just been feeling so overwhelmed and I wanted to bring a lot more peace into the house, especially around the busy and fun, but kind of chaotic holiday season. And so I started doing that last week, and I'm doing things a little bit differently because I've been reading a bunch of decluttering books and I feel like I've learned a lot of new tricks. I went through and started that series last week. So I shared my first episode in that one. And then later this week, I'm actually going to be starting to declutter our kitchen. Trust me, it really needs it. I feel like it can't breathe right now with all the things we have in the cabinets. So we are going to be decluttering a ton in here, but let me know in the comments, would you rather see my part 2 Christmas clean and decorate, which will be where I decorate upstairs in like a totally different style, or would you rather see the kitchen declutter first? I will definitely be sharing both of those videos, but just let me know which one you're more excited to see, and that's the one that I'll share first next week.
I used to be one of them Christmas trees.
So we are definitely getting into Christmas just a little bit early, not honestly a ton for us because we typically will decorate the first day of November, but I'm not even upset about it. I love the Christmas season. It's absolutely my favorite time of year, one, to decorate, but also I feel like it's just so warm, obviously not outside, but inside your home, it just feels so warm and everyone is extra giving. I feel like that's the time where you volunteer a lot more, you help out a lot more, you just kind of donate your time and whatever you can to others. And I really love that. It just always makes me feel really good. And it just kind of seems like the magical season. So I am so looking forward to Christmas. And I love that in our house, we decorate a little bit early just to invite those good vibes into the house and just start feeling them and enjoying them a little bit early. Because definitely one downside to Christmas and the holiday season is that it goes by so fast just because there's so much going on. You a lot of times have company, maybe you might travel somewhere. There's just so much to do around this time of year. So I'm trying my best to do everything I can to make it really enjoyable and really fun for my kids, because it's really hitting me that they don't have as much time at home than I ever think they do. And so I really just want to do my best to make their childhood as amazing as it can be. So these little Christmas decorations are actually just some Dollar Tree DIYs that I made and shared in last week's video. I was so happy with how everything turned out. It was really easy to do, and obviously these just didn't cost a lot of money to make. They're actually just some DIY dupes of more expensive items that you can buy at the store, but instead we made them ourselves. So I will link that video down below in the description box. Definitely check it out. These turned out so cute.
In this time, erase the line and unite the whole world. Merry Christmas.
Before we get into actually decorating everything, which we are so close, I actually want to maybe rearrange the living room a little bit. I've been kind of toying with the idea of maybe getting a sectional just to kind of change things up in here and maybe moving these couches to Kyle's in my office. For now, I think I'm just gonna kind of rearrange in here. One of the reasons is because I want to check out how it would look with a sectional, and the other reason is because we have our saguaro cactus in here and I kind of want to leave him here. I really like him. I think I'm going to string some string lights up on him, but if we do that, then that is normally where our Christmas tree goes. So we might kind of put our Christmas tree right here because then you could see it from the cutout. We'll just kind of have to test things out, but if we do that, then we definitely will need to move that couch. So let's go ahead and kind of rearrange just a little bit. I'll probably vacuum the floors while I do that, and then we'll actually start decorating. I'm honestly loving the coziness of the living room when it's set up like this. If you've been here for a long time, you know that we've moved around our couches and chairs all over the living room, trying to kind of figure everything out, how we wanted to style it. And I feel like we finally figured that out. But whenever we moved into this house, the reason that I wanted to get 2 couches versus getting a sectional like we've had before is because I did want to be able to kind of rearrange things, and I really do love that. But let me know in the comments, do you have a sectional or do you have 2 couches like us where you can kind of rearrange things? And let me know what your thoughts are on them. I just go back and forth in my head all the time, and I'd love any of your ideas, any of your thoughts on the matter. The amount of happiness that I feel whenever I pull in those Christmas bins each year, it's just, it takes me back to my childhood. I remember when my mom would bring in the bin of Christmas decorations, and it would just be so exciting to me. I remember laying on the floor and just pulling things out, and we would kind of set things up here and there. She definitely didn't go as all out as I do nowadays, but it was still just so much fun and so special, and memories that I'll always have. And so I really hope that our kids can kind of remember that too, like all the fun things that I would bring out to kind of decorate and just bring that warmth of Christmas into the house. But I did want to share with you guys, I am going to be doing a $100 giveaway just to give back this holiday season. I'll kind of talk a little bit more about it later on in the video, but as usual, I keep it very simple. All you have to do is make sure you are subscribed to my channel, and then go ahead and leave a comment on the videos that I've shared over this last month. I'll have all the details down in the description box, but this is international, so everybody can enter. And I just want to say a huge thank you for being here with me today.
Your light shine, and you are a gift to the world. Let your light shine. Don't you forget.
All right, we are going to start decorating in the kitchen and dining room area, but I'm gonna try something that I'm really hoping will work. So, do you see this picture over here? I love it so much. It's so pretty. However, at Christmas time, it just never matches the vibe, obviously, because it's like, you know, Arizona summer cactuses. So I was trying to figure out what to do because I don't want to take it down and risk it getting broken, and I kind of don't want to go to the hassle of doing all that. I thought, you know what, I bet I could draw a cute little design on it. Not obviously on the picture itself. However, I could use some brown paper. I could draw a cute little Christmas village on here. So this was just some random like bits of the brown paper that I had. So I kind of tested it out a little bit, but I just have a chalk marker. First, I'm gonna draw a Christmas village on the brown paper. Then I'm going to attach it to the canvas, just probably with tape on the back. The only hiccup that I'm coming across though is that the brown paper that I have is not gonna be like tall enough for it. So I'm going to have to do 2 strips, and then there will be a crease. So I'm trying to figure out exactly like how I want to camouflage that crease. And I'm thinking I'll either use tissue paper or like that snow blanket that you can get from the store, but we'll just kind of go with it. I'll start drawing up the houses, and then we'll go from there. This was so cool. I have just been trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do with this picture to kind of make it more festive and seasonal. And when I had this idea, I just was so excited to get this done. And I love that it's very customizable. So you could do this with any art piece that you have in your house that you want to change up for the seasons. I feel like it's very whimsical, very customizable. So I just went through and I drew everything out with a pencil first. That way I could kind of iron out all of my mess ups. And then once I got everything how I wanted it, I went in with a chalk marker, and it turned out so cute. This DIY cost almost nothing because you can find the brown paper at Dollar Tree. I actually always have this on hand up in our closet upstairs. And then the paint markers cost just a couple of dollars at Walmart. So you can do this DIY on a very minimal budget, and I feel like it makes a big impact. Last minute, Kyle had this idea to actually put the decorated paper in the middle, and then he thought we could just add some strips to the top and bottom, and that ended up working out so much better than what I had originally had the idea for. And all I did was kind of fold it around the edges as if it were a present, and then I just attached it with tape on the edges, and that way I knew it wouldn't harm the canvas itself. Now you can definitely see the seams of the paper, but I'm going to be covering those up a little bit later on in the video, so you'll see exactly kind of what I decided to do with that in just a bit. All right, that of course took longer than I was expecting it would, as always, but it looks really cool. I might go in and just try to like recolor it in a little bit darker. And the only thing I'm gonna do is actually get maybe like a gold ribbon or something to kind of run it across those seams. I think it'll just make it look a little bit more finished, but I love it. I think it's so cool. As for my table, I don't do anything too crazy on here. I typically will just do a simple table runner and then a tray and kind of style that for the season. And even that actually I wasn't doing for a long time. We instead had a bowl of fruit on here, but lately I just feel like we haven't been eating the fruit on the table, so I moved that over to the counter, and now the bright side is I get to style a little tray on my table, and I'm actually planning to make a short video to share several different ideas on ways to style a Christmas tray, but everything that I'm using right here, including the tray and all of the decor, actually came from Walmart. I will have everything linked down below, but Walmart's decor has been top notch. I have just been in love with basically all the stuff they've been putting out lately. One thing I have loved to add into our kitchen last year and this year, and I think I'll just do it continuing on from here on out, is to go ahead and add some garland just right above the cabinets. I feel like it gives such a big impact and adds a ton to the holiday feel, but I love that it's just literally sitting on top of your cabinet, so it's not in the way or anything. And this specific garland I actually got last year from Walmart, and I love that it has that real garland feel, but it's very, very affordable. If they still have it in stock this year, I will definitely link it down below, but I just love this stuff, and I feel like a lot of the good looking garlands are very expensive, so I was super stoked to find this one last year. If you've been here for a while, I'm sure you remember we did a full kitchen makeover earlier this year, and one of the things that we did is Kyle and I added this above and under cabinet lighting ourselves, and I absolutely love how it looks just kind of shining through that garland. I think it's so, so pretty.
Let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time.
One of my favorite ways to decorate in the kitchen is very functional. It's just using a kitchen towel. These ones are actually bloom towels from last Christmas, so I'm sure they're gonna be coming out with a new launch maybe in like the next month or so, and I'm excited to see what they have. But I'm just gonna fold up the rest of these because these have actually kind of been in storage, and then I'll pick which one we're gonna show up today. These are my bloom towels, and this fold is actually something that I learned from their Instagram page, so I've just kind of coined it as the bloom towel fold. But anyway, after I filmed this video, Megan and Amanda, which are the two owners of Bloom Towels, they shared a sneak peek of their brand new Christmas lunch, and oh my gosh, you guys, it is one of the cutest things I've ever seen. I absolutely love it, and I cannot wait to share with you guys. The new towels haven't arrived yet, but whenever they do, stay tuned because I'll definitely be sharing them with you guys. And my code for Bloom Towels is still working, so just use the code Amanda on any of the towels that you order from them, and it will save you 15% on your entire order.
Ooh.
you guys have to let me know what you think about everything so far. I am absolutely loving the kitchen vibes. I think it's so Christmassy and wintry in here. I do have a few more touches to do in here, like for example, the hot cocoa bar we'll be adding, and I'm also going to be adding a little something to that brown paper DIY Christmas village that I made, just to kind of make it feel a little bit more finished. All right, it is a new day. We have a lot that I want to still get done today, but it's gonna go a lot faster than yesterday. I really think my DIY kind of set me back because I was hoping to get everything done yesterday, but it's okay. It was just kind of fun to kind of take my time and go through everything. So we have the dining room and kitchen kind of decorated. I do want to actually add some ribbon. So I went to Dollar Tree last night and I got some ribbon to add on to my little DIY picture. And now today we are going to be focusing in the living room. So we're gonna be decorating the shelves, putting up our Christmas tree. We're not decorating it today, or actually for a while. We're just gonna let it be up. And then I also want to wrap this guy in lights and then also just like add a few other little touches here and there. And then we cannot forget, we want to set up our hot cocoa bar. I think we're gonna go ahead and do that today. The boys are so excited. I like kind of hinted to them that we were getting it last night, that I was gonna work on it today, and they're so beyond excited. So let's go ahead and get into everything. So I am just hot gluing some gold ribbon onto the brown paper DIY, and I love how this ended up turning out. It totally hid the seams. I was able to just use ribbon that I found from Dollar Tree, so it was super budget friendly still. Now I do kind of wish the ribbon I got was a little bit more of that vintage gold. Maybe I could have spray painted it outside, but I just used what Dollar Tree had and I still ended up loving it. Finally, it is time to decorate the shelves, and I always say this, but I feel like when you're starting from scratch on an area, it can definitely feel overwhelming to get started. So I just always start with what I know. So I very first put out my nativity set, which is something that Kyle surprised me with years and years ago, and it's still like one of my absolute favorite pieces that I have ever. But I still remember getting them from him. I was in complete shock because I just was not expecting it at all. He knew that I had wanted them for years, but I knew they were pricey, so it was just kind of not on my radar. And as soon as I opened the box and saw what they were, I just burst into tears. I was so shocked and so grateful for them. And then over the years, he's kind of added little pieces here and there, so it's just something that makes me smile every single year that I pull it out and get it decorated in our house. Let me know in the comments if there are some pieces that are really, really sentimental to you, whether it's a regular decor piece all year round or if it's something that you use specifically for a certain season or holiday. So from there, I slowly just add items and take things away. And I feel like if you're struggling with kind of getting things to look right, you can always fall back on the rule of 3 when you're decorating. Now this year, I actually kind of left things a bit on the more simple side, and I kind of loved it. It just didn't feel overwhelming in there because sometimes the Christmas decor can get a little bit crazy, and I love the simplicity of it.
Holding the street, but if you're not coming over, you can light up my dreams. Every snowfall reminds me to call, 'cause I know if you're not here, then it's not Christmas at all. But this year, oh, I believe you're coming back to me. I'll be your angel.
I have shared this story with you guys several times over the years, but I always feel led to share it, especially around the holidays and this kind of winter Christmas season. But years and years ago, when Kyle and I were first starting out together as a young married couple, we just did not have a lot, and I always dreamed about decorating our house and making it feel really warm and cozy. And I remember going over to some of my friends' homes, and they had this beautiful decor on their wall and on shelves, and then I went back to our house and we did not have really anything other than maybe a couple of pictures on our wall, and it just made me really long for the day when I would be able to decorate our home with decor pieces that I loved. And so every single time that I decorate our home, I just feel a huge sense of gratefulness and thankfulness that we are to the point that we're at in our life now, where I'm able to decorate our home and enjoy those little things. It's definitely not the most important thing, but it's just something that I am extra grateful for every year. And I just want to encourage you that if you are in that position at the moment, don't worry, things will change. And I can honestly say now, like, I look back at those times and I'm so grateful for all the things that we've learned and the patience that we had in getting to where we're at today. And I just want to give you guys a lot of encouragement. If you struggle watching these types of videos where people are decorating their homes, you are absolutely not alone. That is one of the huge reasons that I always try to give back to you guys, especially during the holiday seasons. So that is one of the big reasons why I wanted to offer that giveaway to you guys today. So hopefully that can bring you some joy. And in fact, I think we are going to go ahead and double this giveaway. So instead of one winner, we are going to pick 2 winners. So like I mentioned earlier, all the details for this are down in the description box. So check that out and get entered, and good luck, you guys. And thank you again so much for being here. For the coffee table, I kept things very simple. I just have this vase with some pretty winter greenery, and then I'm also adding in these candlesticks and tapered candles that actually look like Christmas trees. I found these from World Market and I love the detail on them. I just thought they were so pretty. Now, I never actually light my tapered candles. I don't know why, I feel like they just would get messy, but I absolutely love the look of them. Let me know if you have tapered candles in your house. Do you actually light them, or are they more just for look? One of my absolute favorite way and super simple ways that I like to decorate for any season or any holiday is just to change up your pillow covers. Now you can do this if you don't have actual inserts. You can just simply purchase pillow covers and then add them on your existing decorative pillows. But if you want, you can get pillow inserts from Amazon. That's always where I will get mine. And then as for finding pillow covers themselves, I love finding them from Amazon as well. And then these ones are actually from Temu, but you can find them all over the place. They don't take a lot of room up to store. They are a fraction of what it would cost to get a new pillow. I just love pillow covers so much, and it's one of those small details that can make a big impact. All right, we are almost done. I'm loving the vibe in here. It's just so warm and cozy. So we are going to go ahead and put up our Christmas tree. I'm hoping that it works right here in this area, but we'll see once we get it up. Then I do want to string up some lights on our cactus. And then we are gonna get to the hot cocoa bar. We're doing it very simple this year. You don't have to overdo it on the cocoa bar, but we're gonna go ahead and get the tree up and continue on.
Grab your coat, it's getting cold. Just look at the falling snow. There's season's greetings, happy meetings. Oh, and a little bit of mistletoe. They're decorated.
Okay,
The turkey wishbone from last Thanksgiving was somehow in our Christmas tree.
That is pretty disgusting.
We're still gonna make a wish.
Yeah.
We only have like 2 stripes that work. Darn it.
Way up north and
Once we put up the tree over on that sidewall, we just felt like it absolutely didn't work there. It kind of blocked the shelves and it made the living room feel more crowded. So we decided to move our cactus skeleton over to Kyle's office by the front door. And I'm not sure if we're gonna keep it there exactly, but for now that works. Then we'll put our tree back in its original spot.
Christmas time. The sound of sleigh bells on reindeer only come this time of year. With Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen, run, run, Rudolph, all you will be missed.
All right, that's a bit of a bummer. So the tree does not really work right here, which I was kind of wondering if it wouldn't work there, but we confirmed it didn't really work good there. It looks like the tree lights aren't working. Last year there was like a strip, I think 1 or 2 that didn't work, but the rest of it did. And this year it's like only 1 or 2 strips work. So that's not good. The other thing is the cactus kind of needs to stay over here now in Kyle's office for now. So we're not 100% sure if we'll keep it there. So for that reason, we're not going to bother wrapping it in lights today. But once we figure out what to do with it, I'll probably do that like in the next clean and decorate for Christmas, which is when we'll be going upstairs. I'll be doing like the garland on the rail, going upstairs, doing like kind of all the other stuff. So a little bit of a bummer, but it's okay. It's all turning out really good. It did not take the cats long to start playing in the tree. Do you see Benji trying to get into it? We're gonna go ahead and start making our hot cocoa bar. We're gonna put it over here because that's where we have our electric kettle for heating up water and everything. Most of this stuff, well, I guess not most, part of it. Some of it came from Dollar Tree, like the candy canes and the jars. A few things came from Temu, like these cute little trees. I feel like they look like marshmallow trees. These came from Temu along with the paper straws. And then like some of the food bits came from Walmart, but let's put it together. One thing that I love about hot cocoa bars is that you can get as fancy as you want with them, or you can totally downplay them and keep them very simple. That's definitely what I'm doing for this year's hot cocoa bar. And I love putting these together because I feel like it just creates some excitement for the kids in the kitchen. And it's not something that we keep out all year round. So it definitely makes this time of year feel a little bit more special. Do you guys get real trees or a fake tree for Christmas? Growing up, we always had real trees, and I actually loved going to pick out our tree every year. It was just a fun tradition. Then when we lived in Georgia, it was a lot harder for us to find a real tree, and so we ended up getting one of those really inexpensive Black Friday trees that were like 30 bucks or something, and that's what we had for one of our first Christmases as a family. And honestly, I just realized how easy and simple it was. You literally just put it all together, fluff the branches a bit, and you were good to go. You didn't have to water your tree. You didn't have to worry about a fire or anything. It was just so simple. However, one of the things that I do miss is that tree smell. So I just like to do different things each year to kind of add in my own. And this year I found this room spray from World Market. It smells just exactly like a Christmas tree. So I'm just kind of spraying it on the different fabrics and greenery that we have, and it smells literally like Christmas in here. All right, you guys, this is how our Christmas 2023 Winter Wonderland turned out downstairs on the main level. I love how everything came together. It's very similar to what I've done in past years, but I always try to add in a couple new pieces just to kind of spruce things up and make it feel fresh. And also, one of my biggest tips that I do is I do not take pictures. I don't try to recreate anything. I try to kind of make it up from scratch each year. That way it doesn't feel like the same decor every single year. It just kind of keeps it fun while I'm not having to spend a bunch of money or buy a bunch of new decor. It just kind of keeps things simple, but still really fun and exciting. So let me know in the comments, what was your favorite thing that we did today? This is definitely my vibe down here. I love just like the simple, beautiful, kind of earthy winter wonderland down here. It's just kind of very organic looking. Upstairs, I really kind of cater to the kids a lot more. So that is more of like my candy cane lane, or we just go a little bit more whimsical up there. And that's what we're going to be working on next. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I cannot wait to chat with you guys in the comments. Don't forget about that giveaway. Make sure you get entered down below, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.